Hi, my name is Alex Gonzalez. I'm an architect. I live in Florida and been giving a thought to this megalithic walls for a while, um, especially the construction process of the walls. Of all we know, it happens everywhere in the world, from Japan to Egypt to Americas, everywhere. And the main reason the people doesn't understand how the walls were built is because they're thinking straight up. I mean, they're thinking that whoever built these walls, they build it going up, step by step. So of course, if you let's see that you conceive this stone as hard to conceive as you see it. The fact that you have to go next with another stone in the same angle, leaving no gaps between the stones, and you have to be ready also to receive another stone on the top that is coming from from accommodating this other stone with no gaps. I mean, the whole process is so complicated that of course people are scratching their heads all the time. And the other problems is the bulging. Do you see the bulgings on that happens where the limits are, you know? That's another question, right? And the surface of the stones, you can see a lot of funny things happen. Some of them has these protrusions going up. I don't see anyone here, any with some protrusion, but we all know some of them has it. Some of them has a really smooth surface. Some of them no. For me, there is no other way to do these walls that are using geopolymers. This is not stone, guys. I'm an architect. I've been working with concrete for 30 years now, I believe. Alex, yeah, 30 years. And this is poor concrete. This is exactly the type of marks that you have when you pour concrete on the ground. You pour the concrete, or you prepare the ground, this ground here, you just clean it up, but you leave like rocks and things behind. When you pour the concrete or whatever the geopolymer is, this is what you get. You get all these lines. Another thing, those marks, those protrusion that you have in some of the stones, for me is exactly when you pour with the concrete on the ground with pressure. The first pouring that you have is going to create a hole. That hole will be a protrusion on the stone. That could be one of the reasons of having some of the stones with those things hanging from the surface. Is when you pour the concrete, that first pressure, it makes a hole in the ground, and it stay there. Then it's when it dries, it's hard to get out. But the main reason that I'm doing this video is because I think that the way that the walls were conceived was really easy, but again, our minds are focused in going up, how they put the next stone on top, and I think that the walls were conceived on the ground first. They were laid out horizontally. They make a hole like a foundation. They pour the geopolymers, let's say that you make like a 50 feet by, I don't know, 20 feet. You pour the geopolymer, you section these stones with metal sheet, wood sheet, whatever you had that they had on that time. I don't know, this wall could be 30, 40, 50 years, 50,000 years old. Nobody knows. So it was easy because it's massive. It is so massive that they have to be easy the way they. I'm gonna show you that was easy. So once you pour all the geopolymer on the ground, and of course these guys were really, really, really skillful with the type of material that they were hanging. They were specialists. How fast it's gonna dry, how much time it takes, what is the perfect time to section the stones. They were specialists, no doubt about it. But as I can see, they didn't have like laser cutters or laser straight things. It was done with mostly with human resources. Simple human resources and a lot of practice. So once that geopolymer is drying up, it's in state like putty. And this is my wall. This is my geopolymer Ojanti Tambo. And once it gets in a state like this, you can still, move it around a little bit and cut it. They just start sectioning the wall. So that's your wall on the ground, and they use sections like this one. A simple metal sheet could be, of course, copper or whatever they had on that time. Could be even sheet of wood. So I'm gonna lie down here some sectioning for my wall, and because I'm holding the camera with one hand, it's gonna be kind of hard to do. So I'm gonna stop now and I'm gonna section my wall. I'll be back. Another thing before going up, the bulging on the side of the stone, it's really easy explained with this method. When you cut with a metal between your future two stones, what do you get on between the two stones? The stone got round because it's following how the metal cuts. So this is what you get on the sides. You see how round it is? And because you are sectioning the wall also, you can, if you section not perfect straight from the top, but in some angle, you're gonna follow on the depth of the wall. You're gonna follow also that cut. That's another question that we have with those walls. How in the world they are also following, the stone are following in the depth. Not only in 2D, but also on the depth. Some of those walls, they're not straight, a dip. They are in angle. So this is another way to have your answer right there. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'll be back when I have some sectioning here interesting. Okay, I'm back, and unfortunately I didn't have enough pieces of metal sheet to make the cuts on the wall, but this is what I have to to tell you, you can see around when you introduce the metal sheets around the cutting, you will have those round shapes, you see, going up and going up. So once the model were dry, they just start removing the metal sheets, and you just have then start separating your blocks. Of course, it will be already dry. This is just putty and it's not dry, so you can see, but you have an idea. So this will become block number 1 on the wall. This will become, I'm sorry, I'm making you lose your time here. Just have no resources at all to do this, so you know, I'm filming whatever I have. So this will become your block number 2 on the wall. That will be easy, well, relatively easy, if you pour the concrete right there and you're standing the wall just in front. You will be just dragging your blocks a few feet away from the place that you're gonna stand it up, right? So let me try to move the next one. Of course, I don't know anything about the, you know, how much time will they need to dry up, or maybe, you know, even years, could be years of what kind of technique they have to dry it up. So this will become next block on your wall, and because they were laid out this like that and cut it without gaps at all, I mean, it's just a metal sheet in a, you know, 6 feet tall block. It will be nothing. It will be dry. I mean, it will be dry all just like that. When you put it standing up, you won't see the gaps at all. So that's it. Let me see if I can in the future do something better. This is sorry. This is laughable. This is like a, you know, little kid doing something, trying to explain something. Give it a thought for a while, and I believe this is the way they build it. I mean, it's really easy. At least sound logical. You don't need lasers. You don't need ETs. You don't need nothing else. Just common sense and a lot of work, and they're willing to do things, which is what makes us different from animals. They're willing to do things, to believe in something. All right, have fun and leave me some comments, nice ones, please. Thank you.